today's first song, we're going to sing Nothing But the Blood of Jesus. So do you remember the actions? Okay, music please. What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is the flow that makes me white as snow. No other fount I know. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. For our next song, we are going to sing a new song. It's called Make Me a Servant. Okay, so just follow along, teachers, as we sing and do the actions. Okay, music please. Make me a servant, humble and meek. Lord, let me lift up those who are weak, and may the prayer of my heart always be. Make me a servant, make me a servant, make me a servant today. Again. Make me a servant, humble and meek. Lord, let me lift up those who are weak, and may the prayer of my heart always be. Make me a servant, make me a servant, make me a servant today.
It's Bible story time again. Our story for today is about Jesus and his disciples. Have you heard?
Heard what?
That the king became a servant. This happened at the night of the feast of the Passover. Do you remember what the Passover is?
Opo, the Passover is a big celebration for the Israelites.
That's right. And
This is a celebration of how God saved the Jews from their slavery in Egypt. And the Passover is different from the overfast.
no, not that. Do you remember how the Israelites celebrated the Passover?
They go to Jerusalem to offer a lamb. This is what they call the Passover lamb. They kill it in the temple to remember the salvation that the Lord has given. And then at night, they eat the food the Lord told them to eat.
Yes, very good. When it was time to celebrate this, Jesus told Peter and John that they will see a man carrying a jug of water. They should follow this man to his house where the Lord had already prepared for the Passover meal. Peter and John obeyed, and everything happened just as Jesus said. They all went up to the large upper room of the house where the table was ready. When everything was set, Jesus got a towel and some water in a basin. Then he washed the feet of his disciples.
Huh? Why did their feet need to be washed at that moment?
In Bible times, when you enter the house after a journey, it's normal that you wash your feet first. It's because the roads before weren't cemented, so their feet would get dirty with all the dust and dirt on the ground.
Ew! Dirty and stinky feet.
That's why in a rich household, the servant who washed the feet was the lowest servant in the house.
Jesus really is a different kind of king. He's the king, but he did the work of a servant.
That's correct. Jesus did this to be an example of humbling oneself. Since he, who is the king, was willing to serve, how much more should we? But the amazing acts of Jesus did not stop there. Jesus even knew that Judas would betray him before it happened.
Aha! He knew that because Jesus is God, and God knows everything.
Yes, Jesus knows what will happen in the future. He even told Judas to do what he planned to. When Judas left, they continued celebrating the Passover. Jesus got the bread and wine. He taught them that the bread is a symbol of his body that he will give for us people, while the wine is a symbol of Jesus' blood that will flow for the salvation from sin. Oh, and did you know that the very next day, all that Jesus said happened?
It means after this, Jesus was going to die.
Yes, and that is Jesus' greatest example of serving others.
That's amazing. Even though Jesus is king, he served. And even though he is God, he made himself human to give his life for us.
Exactly. This is something only Jesus can do. He did all this because of his great love for us all.
Today we learn that Jesus washed the disciples' feet to show us that he came to serve and to save us. We also learned that Jesus will soon be betrayed by Judas, one of his disciples. And lastly, we learned about the Passover meal and how Jesus turned it into the Lord's Supper. We're so glad you could join us today. We hope we can see you next week. Bye!